And I'm not going to treat that the same as Ilhan Omar saying openly anti-Semitic stuff as an elected congressperson in the United States of America.
Oh, so that's it. That's it. So if you criticize the government of Israel, that's real anti-Semitism. Shame on you. Yeah, no, you're the worst of the worst. If you say I'm going DEFCON 3 on the Jews, that's it's not as bad. It's different. Okay? It's because Ben Shapiro, what Candace Owens said about Kanye, I radically disagree with. Oh yes, let them fight. I am so here for this. Wait, we'll kick everything up 2 notches. All right, got this. Now, add some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fight music.
Candace and I disagree about a wide variety of topics. One of the features, not the bugs, of Daily Wire Plus is the fact that we openly disagree about all of this stuff. I share my opinions about what I think Candace is saying. She shares her opinions about what she thinks. Then I'm saying we battle it out. It's one of the things that you get at Daily Wire Plus is the fact that there is a wide variety of opinions. Listen.
What did you think about Candace Owens when she was like, the problem with Hitler was that he was actually trying to expand outward, but everything else was cool. Everything else was fine. Yeah, but the problem was that he wasn't a nationalist enough, and he didn't stay, and he started trying to conquer other countries. What did you think about that?
On a personal level, I get Candace defending her friend. She's very close with Kanye West. I get it. I don't think that her defense of Kanye is correct or convincing. I think that the real answer to the Kanye West of it is Kanye is a bipolar human being. I mean, he's made this very clear. I talked about this on the show. And
so that's the reason. Kanye West isn't saying deeply anti-Semitic stuff. It's the mental illness aspect of it. Yeah, he's neurodivergent, and because of that, that's what is accountable for the anti-Semitism. That's what that is. It's weird though that like these people keep filling up in your space. That is kind of odd that it's kind of like a lot, if not all, the anti-Semites are on the right to far right. Probably nothing.
Bipolar people tend to say extraordinarily bizarre things and ugly things. And again, that doesn't excuse the bizarreness or the ugliness of the actual remarks, which, as I will say once again for the 1,000th time.
Again, yeah, no, that's just utterly absurd. I know people who are bipolar, they're not anti-Semites. It's not inherent to being bipolar to be an anti-Semite. That's not just part of it. It's not an excuse for anti-Semitism in any way, shape, or form. And especially not the radical ideas that he seems to have, and he's definitely thought a lot of them out. And what about your buddy Tucker Carlson? Because Tucker Carlson kind of selectively edited that whole interview. That's weird, right? That's kind of weird how he would specifically take out the really, really bad anti-Semitic stuff, but then leave in the dog whistles and the like, oh, he's referencing the Jews in this clip, but it doesn't say it out loud. So that's still in there.
Are in fact anti-Semitic. But there's a difference between somebody cohesively saying what Kanye West said and Kanye West saying things in broken grammar in the midst of what appears to be
broken grammar. The fuck are you talking about, Ben? It's very, very clear. Oh, are you talking about the DEFCON 3 part? Is that it? Death? Spelled death like murder? Like DEFCON 3? Is that the part?
A bizarre period of his life in which he...
What about the parts that he just said out loud very eloquently? He was very clear and concise in what he was talking about when he said that he wanted his children to celebrate Hanukkah because it would come with financial benefits.
Is presenting Adidas executives with porn in front of their face. And I'm not going to treat that the same as Ilhan Omar saying openly anti-Semitic stuff as an elected congressperson in the United States of America.
Oh, so that's it. That's it. So if you criticize the government of Israel, that's real anti-Semitism. Shame on you. Yeah, no, you're the worst of the worst. If you say I'm going DEFCON 3 on the Jews, that's it's not as bad. It's different. Okay? It's because you're bipolar. That's why you would say something like that. It's clearly because it has nothing to do I mean, if I ignore all the other quotes and then the new one where it's like, I love Hitler, that one that just came out the other day, the guy who was at TMZ said he loved Hitler, but TMZ edited that out for some reason. But yeah, Kanye West said out loud, I love Hitler. That part, that's the part that's not, okay. Well, I see where the standards are, I guess, you know? Like, Ilhan Omar can criticize the government, again, the government of Israel, yeah.
So when it comes to Candace, I mean, look, am I still friends with, of course I'm friendly with Candace. Am I friendly with Tucker Carlson? I mean, Tucker cut a segment from his interview with Kanye in which Kanye said a bunch of anti-Semitic stuff. Listen, am I friends with Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan has
So you know. Sorry, I didn't think you knew. So you know. Okay. But that's it. Just I've acknowledged it. I said it out loud. He did do that thing. Joe Rogan. ... Okay. So yeah. Just, I mean, astonishing that you can just surround yourself with people who are very clearly white supremacists.
had on Roger Waters the other day. Roger Waters is a ridiculous anti-Semitic jerk. I mean, like, wide varieties of disagreement happen in this space.
Roger Waters, for his foibles, again, criticizes the government of Israel, not the Jews. Do you see why there's a massive difference between these two things? Like, Kanye West is talking about the Jews, as in all Jews are inherently X. That's why it's super racist. That's the reason. Criticizing the Israeli government is the same as criticizing any government. You would know, you do it for a living. That's part of your show. You criticize other governments you don't like China. Now, if you criticize China, I don't assume, although it could be the case, but I don't assume you hate all Chinese people the way Elijah Schaffer does. I'm going to give you the good faith. I'm going to guess you don't, but it's okay to criticize the Chinese government, the Communist Party of China. You understand there's a difference between those two things, right?
Bottom line is, when it comes to Kanye's remarks, undoubtedly anti-Semitic remarks. When it comes to Candace's defense of those remarks, I think Candace is dead wrong on what she said. While respecting her relationship with Kanye, she knows Kanye better than I do. She knows his motivation. Okay, whatever. All of that I'm sure is true, and I will take that for granted. What she said about Kanye, I radically disagree with. I think that she is dead wrong. I think that it is not it betrays a lack of understanding about anti-Semitism and the scope of anti-Semitism. But we're allowed to have those disagreements. That's the way this works.
Because my bottom line is, if I was to actually call out real anti-Semitism and not have it just be anti-Semitism that is useful for the right to far right to weaponize, that it might be a problem for my subscriber base. I don't want a whole bunch of Daily Wire, anti-Semites to leave the Daily Wire who enjoy our content as long as it's framed in a certain way. Gotta be careful with what we say and do. But good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. That's your employee, by the way. What you're talking about. So, I guess your employee can defend some incredibly yikesy anti-Semitic comments, but it doesn't hurt your bottom line because that's a lot of your base. Cool. Cool stuff, Ben. Good to know. What was the other clip? Elon Musk something? Elon Musk was sued by a Twitter investor who say the world's richest person on again, off again purchase of the social media platform and his public attacks on the company were designed to manipulate its stock price. Giuseppe Papina says that when Musk agreed to go ahead with the purchase of Twitter at the originally agreed upon price, he essentially acknowledged that he had been bluffing all along about backing out of the deal. The flip-flops and Musk's accusation of Twitter sunk its stock price, hurting investors while all the while improving Musk's bargaining position, according to securities class action filed Monday in the federal court in San Francisco. Oh, cool. Nice. Musk offered to buy Twitter in April for $54. You know what's funny? This whole thing is going to be framed by the right as some kind of political attack against like a new prominent right-winger because Musk switched teams for like insulation over his fucking I trade horses for hand job shit. Like, I love, like, the bar is so low on the right for, like, oh, yeah, no, we accept you. You are our new overlord and master kind of shit. And it can be someone who just, like, flat out is just using you. Like, it's like, Okay, I just got called by a reporter who's apparently going to release a story pretty soon about my whole horses for hand jobs shit. Yeah, they have the evidence. I mean, ultimately, we did pay off a person who I did try to exchange horses for hand jobs. So what do we do? It's like, well, you could say it's a political attack. Well, how do I do that? It's like, oh, well, I mean, you just have to basically renounce one political party, say that you endorse the other political party, and then say that attacks will be incoming. Just make sure you do that before the article comes out, because you do know the article is about to come out because you just got a phone call about it. So they know about the horses for hand jobs. So why don't we do this thing where you make a statement, be like, I'm switching to Republicans, blah, 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 because the Democratic Party is mean. Well, you can make it better. Don't just say that. Make it better than that. He's like, no, I'm just going to do that. Yeah, that sounds good. And then, yeah. We see ourselves in the day we are today. So good stuff. But you got him, conservatives. You get Elon Musk. Or at least as long as he's useful to you. Or by you, sorry. Because he's the one using you. That's all I'm going to say about that stuff.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.